Hi guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. Chris and I are just looking at the placement of the wood stove again. And before I show you what he's gotten done so far, I just want to ask you to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. We really appreciate it, and it'll help us build the channel. Now, it's another beautiful day, and I've been going absolutely out of my mind, stuck in the house. I do have a zucchini chocolate cake with cream cheese marbled through it in the oven. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Now, what Chris has done, this stove was requiring a fresh air vent near the ceiling and one near the floor. So he's got the 3-inch pipe top and bottom, and it's going through the wall, and there's a little vent with a screen on it, on both of these pipes. So it gets the fresh air from in between the two sea containers. Now he drew it out. He had to go up and Bob and Rita's where it's stored and check on the numbers again today. I just realized that here I am trying to center this stove on this wall, or at least center it on the 5 foot of tiles that are going to be there, because the tiles are going to be such a centerpiece if they ever get here. And they put the stove pipe not centered on the stove, which is almost enough to make somebody with OCD lose their mind, or what's left of it. So can't do nothing about that. So you can see where he's marked it out on the plywood here, and then I don't believe I have to have the stove away from the wall because the tiles that are going on the wall are fire rated, but he thinks we should leave it out a couple of inches. Another thing to drive me absolutely out of my mind, I'm sure, every crap and dirt and everything going down there, but whatever. You can use I've got a long crevice tool for my vacuum that'll reach behind there. And then you can see this, the 2x6, Chris changed that. It was a 2x3 there for the partition wall, because now these pipes are actually going to be in the partition wall, so that the vents are going to be on the partition wall. So he's got those in place, and just figuring out the spacing, and he drew it out like this so that he can figure out exactly where the pipe has to transfer to the roof, because we've got the boot and all the pipes and everything to put on the roof, like he did with the vent down there for the stove. So the most important thing is we had the insulation guy back out on us. Not too happy about that. Had gotten a quote, thought everything was good to go. He kept putting us off, and then when Chris called to schedule him, said he couldn't do it. So not too happy about that. But got really lucky and found another company out of Edmonton that can do it this week. So hoping to get it done this week. Still got great weather, so we've been really lucky that way. And nice enough weather that somebody has to get out and trim the tomato plants again, and the zucchini. But anyway, I'm really happy with this. You can sort of see the size of the stove, and like Chris just went up and looked at the actual stove again, because none of the drawings they did for the other sizes, the 5 and the 7, this is the size 8, and they didn't have that stove pipe marked on the drawings. Hello, Classica, what's up with that? Like, had to actually physically look at the stove. Good thing it was close by, and double check those measurements. So Chris did that, and I think, is that the last thing you have to do, is get the stovepipe?
Yeah, and then we cut this.
Oh yeah, and then cut this door opening out.
Frame it.
Yeah, got the stud where the opening is going to be. And I think I explained in a previous video, we're going to put sort of like a sleeve, like use 1x12 or something to make a sleeve that goes in between the two sea containers once we're finishing it. We're not going to cut this panel out of the other sea container until we're ready to do that. Gonna get this one finished and then go to the second one. And like I said in a previous video, yes, I know I'm gonna get all kinds of criticism about that. I was looking at sites again today, and again, people use 2, 3, 6, 8 sea containers, and they buy sea containers and then cut the entire wall out. So you're buying something for the structure and then cutting the entire structure away. Doesn't make sense to me, but hey, do what you want, I will do what I want. So anyway, and getting this kitchen done and the bathroom is going to make it possible for me to use the kitchen with this wood stove, even if the water and everything isn't hooked up. So we'll see. Might be able to. I'm looking at farmers markets and that sort of thing as a type of income. So that's one of the reasons I want the kitchen done right away. I mean, it's doable in Chris's kitchen, but it's pretty small. It's a tiny house with a tiny kitchen. Anyway, just wanted to show you what we're at, and hopefully this week video of the insulation getting done. Yay! And then the tongue groove is right outside in that pile. So anyway, beautiful day. I'm gonna get the cake out of the oven and maybe go out and do some trimming of tomatoes and zucchini plants in the garden. Gotta water the stuff in the greenhouse too, because it's really dry. And tons of peppers. I'll have to show you the pepper plants in there. Saying the thimble's gonna go, well actually yeah, it's landed right in between.
Yeah, the thimble will go in between here, which keeps the spray foam away from the heat of the pipe.
Yeah, so where that circle is, it transfers up, and it's right in the middle of the...
Right about there.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Often you go to, well, we did that up at the place in Grand Cache, the renovation. Had to do, there was a valley there, wasn't there, where the pipe was going to go through the roof. So that made things a little more interesting. Anyway, Chris doesn't like doing just straight old pipe anymore anyway. That's no challenge. Gotta have a valley in the roof. Well, I just can't wait to try this. Look at that cake. Chocolate zucchini cake with it's got cream cheese swirled through it and milk and dark chocolate chips sprinkled on top. And no, that ain't keto. Yikes. I was saying to Chris, like, it's so funny, you try and use up a little bit of zucchini and this is what you end up with. But we've put so much in the freezer, there's no more room for vegetables in the freezer. So I'm going to look at different ways. But I also am looking at recipes that I think would be good to sell at the farmers market and at the community hall, where they're offering people tables for free. So I like to find stuff that's different. That's what I think made my little bake shop in Ontario such a success. I don't like doing what everybody else is doing. You know, instead of strawberry jam, blueberry jam, raspberry jam, I had strawberry margarita jam with tequila and triple sec in it. And my strawberry banana, blueberry banana, and cranberry banana jams. And now, of course, if you saw my other video, I made Hascat banana jam, which I think is my favorite now. I didn't think I could like one more than the others. But so I am always looking for recipes that are a little bit different and a little bit better than the average thing you see out there, and that will sell well at things like farmers markets. And I think this is going to be good. Of course, it hasn't been cut into yet, but just the licking of spoons, knives, etc. Have given me a little bit of an idea how good it's going to be. So I will show you a little bit later after supper when this is cut into. Now I'm just out in the greenhouse again, and again, look at the size of this plant. It's still growing, it's still getting taller, it's still getting tons of blossoms on it. We've gotten so many peppers, and look at how many more there are to harvest. And look at that, if you watched the previous video a week or so ago, these little plants that I just unceremoniously stuck in there, I mean, it's crazy. Again, I guess, like I say, for me, because I'm new at the whole gardening thing, I just didn't expect it to be this easy. Like this $8 pepper plant that I bought, I was just looking at the videos and it was so scrawny at the beginning of the year. And I was actually thinking these ones might have been pepper plants I bought, because I thought they couldn't possibly be the ones that I grew from seed, but they are. And again, I'm just amazed. I didn't think, like the peppers right here, just on this one little plant, and I don't know what kind of peppers they are. I thought I planted bell peppers. But these look like the longer sweet peppers. But the plants are just full of them. And I mean, if you look at the size of the stalk on this plant, I mean, it's so heavy and so strong. So I'm really hoping, and you know, more blossoms up the top, just peppers sprouting everywhere. So I'm gonna water this stuff right now. Chris dragged the hose over here for me. And again, look at this apple tree. This was literally like this big at the beginning of the year. So, I mean, it was bigger or smaller than this little shoot on the bottom. I mean, just the branches alone. So this thing's going to be as tall as the greenhouse by spring, I think, and maybe even able to plant it outside. So again, I'm just amazed. The haskap plants I've got to water too. I think these are really, really dry again, but it certainly isn't stopping them from growing. And I've got to water the you can't, oh, the basil. I pulled the seeds all off of that. But I'm gonna water this stuff now, and then I might go and trim those tomatoes. I shouldn't be hobbling all the way out there, but I'm gonna do it. It's got to be done. And the zucchini plants too. It is getting chilly out now though. Anyway, I just wanted to show you these again, the pepper plants, and these are the plants that I started from seed, which absolutely blows my mind. I just, like I said, I just love the fact that, like for the relish we just made, and we're actually having hot dogs for supper just so we can try it, you know, to be able to go outside and get your zucchini and your peppers, and we didn't get onions this year because the chickens ruined them all. Lesson learned. The fences are around the garden now. And the garlic should have been planted in the fall, so we will try and get this done this fall, but us old cripples might have a problem getting that done. You know, to be able to go out and get your zucchini and your peppers and your onions and make relish or whatever and not buy any of those ingredients, that's pretty amazing. You know, so, and again, things like that are not only good for selling at farmers markets, but awesome gifts for at Christmas time, and you know, whenever the kids come to visit, we like to send them home with a bunch of stuff, whether it be jam or eggs. The last time it was eggs. You know, so it just feels really good to be able to, you know, have dinner. We're having, you know, roast chicken or chicken soup made with our chickens and our vegetables. If we have a roast chicken, we're eating our beans with it. Hopefully next year, all of our potatoes. I just love this. I just think it's great. And I'm addicted. I mean, I've always canned and I've always baked and I've always tried to make my own stuff, and I don't like eating store-bought food. But this is just a notch above that. Supplying your own ingredients, you know. It's awesome. Awesome feeling. And I just love it. And it makes me really happy. So this is the relish we made with the zucchini. And it sure looks good. Yep, it's amazing. Chris hasn't tasted his yet. Come on. It's so good. It's so good. Yummy. Say you want some too, don't you, baby? You want a hot dog with relish? Well,
Yummy.
very yummy. Well, guys, I have to say, this relish that we made is way better than the stuff that I had on the sandwich in town that I was trying to replicate. Mine is better. Way better. It's just awesome. You can see where somebody cut the corner out of this cake before supper. I'm not sure who would do such a thing, but definitely gotta try this cake now. So this is what the cake looks like cut into it. Chris has got his piece from the outside. I don't like the outside pieces, I like the inside pieces. And of course mine has more cream cheese in it than his. And I tasted it and it is absolutely delicious. Well guys, my tummy is full, very full. I think I'm gonna freeze this cake into 2 servings per bag and put it in the freezer because I didn't expect this recipe to be such a big cake. So it's awesome if you've got a family, or like I said, I am looking for recipes to sell, and I find selling stuff like this by the piece does really well. It did in my bake shop, and I think it would at the farmer's market too, especially when people don't know you that well. But I am just so happy with the way that recipe for the relish turned out and this cake. And both used lots and lots of zucchini. So that's really good news. Some good recipes to use it up. But I am done for the day. I did not get the tomatoes trimmed and did not get the dishes done either. They'll get done in the morning after coffee. But done for the day. Hope you like the video, and I will try and remember to put the recipes for this cake and the relish in below in the notes, so that if you want to try making it, you have the recipe. But that's it for today. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.